Coaching is not static, it's dynamic. That's why I think that work withs are absolutely essential to being a leader. Without them, I can't see my team in action. And if I'm only an armchair coach, I lose all credibility. Plus, if I don't do work withs often enough, at least once every 1 or 2 months, then I know that it's not perceived by my team as coaching. As a new director that has a team spread across central Alberta, the time and travel needed to get out to all of my markets, especially often enough to make a real difference, is really tough. But during the recent Obsession for Service workshop, the facilitator, Steve Gregory, he talked about virtual work withs and how they can be just as effective as being there in person. This really sparked something in me, and I knew I wanted to give it a try. So what I did is I explained the concept to my team during the July monthly one-on-one meetings that I had with them, and I asked them to invite me in their calendar when they plan on using a COP with their client. My first virtual work with was with Danielle Rowley, my ME in the Red Deer market. So we met 15 minutes ahead of time in Hangouts before the customer appointment. First, I coached to her pre-call plan, going over her goals and her preparation. When the client arrived, Danielle introduced me to the client. She explained why I was calling in, and then she asked the client's permission for me to listen in on their talk. I said hi, and I thanked the client, and then Danielle minimized the screen and put me on mute so that I could listen and take notes without getting in the way. After the client had left, Danielle unmuted me, and then we did a post-call debrief. Danielle actually identified herself that she had not followed the COP in order, and she felt it was choppy because she had to circle back a couple of times. Plus, she forgot to ask the client's permission to ask questions. So she identified that herself. So I coached her on the importance of the 4 Ps and how valuable they are in creating a focused, comfortable atmosphere for the client meeting. So at the end, her development plan for next time is to more clearly develop her COP opening and practice delivering the 4 Ps consistently and naturally. Now, from a coaching perspective, the work with was a great success, but Danielle's feedback about it was a surprise. She said she was unsure at first that doing this kind of coaching virtually would work well, but afterwards she commented that this was much better than me being there in person. So she explained, having your leader sitting in the corner of your office taking notes is obtrusive and nerve-wracking, she said. But once she muted Hangouts and minimized the screen, both she and the client were quickly able to forget that I was even there. Plus, often when the leader is physically sitting in the ME's office, the client tends to speak to and focus on the leader instead of the ME. So the virtual work with, doing it virtually, ended up creating a much more natural, stress-free experience for Danielle and for her client. So I'm a full-blown convert on virtual work withs now. Now I've got a coaching tool that my team and I can use as often as we want, regardless of schedules or distance. The benefits to my team and their ability to be customer obsessed will be huge.